Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you my top 5 favorite ways to use concealer. We're using different formulas, we're concealing everything, and let's just get started. Number 1, concealer as a shadow primer. From time to time, if my eyes are kind of red like they are now, I like using a concealer as a shadow primer because you can really just get some nice coverage, get rid of those veins, that redness, and it will make your shadow last a lot longer. So I'm just pressing this all over the eye area with my fingertips really gently. And you can see it's kind of brightening everything up, canceling out all the veins, and it's going to give something for the shadow to grip to. Tip number 2, concealer as dark circle eraser. My favorite formulas are Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics, Maybelline's Fit Me, Fake Up from Benefit, and Jane Cosmetics. Now, I like to use certain concealers under the eyes and other concealers for the face. Under the eye, you want something that is going to blend really beautifully but is not overly greasy, and that's why I like the formulas I just shared with you. I also enjoy using a beauty blender. This is dampened, and you'll notice that I'm pressing the product in. I'm not dragging it at all, and I like to use my fingertips first and then go in with the beauty blender, and I find this gives a really natural finish. You can barely tell that I'm wearing any concealer under the eye. I'm not doing any crazy highlighting. However, you do want to choose a concealer that is a step lighter than your foundation because it's all about brightening up those dark circles. If you have a lot of purple tones or blue tones under the eye, then you might want to try a salmon toned concealer that can really color correct and be very, very beautiful under the eye. But again, I'm being gentle, I'm patting and pressing, not dragging, and there you have it. Tip number 3, concealer to clean up your brows. This can be absolute magic for not just your brows, but your entire face. It gives a nice lifted effect. What I like to do is take a very precise concealer brush, this one's from Sigma, and a thicker concealer, this one's from Sheer Cover. I will list everything in the info box as usual, you guys, so check that out if you're curious. And what I'm doing is just framing the outside of my brow. I'm literally just tracing the outer edge of my eyebrow. And this is going to lift everything, brighten up that line, clean things up, make things look super flawless, and it just gives a really subtle lifted effect. I think this is prettier than just using your shadow on the brow bone, and it tends to do something a little extra. And even if you haven't plucked your brows in a while and you just want to give a nice effect, this just gets it done. I love this trick. Number 4, concealer as blemish eraser. We all have those days when we have a big blemish that we need to cover, but hopefully it's not the size of your fingertips. So use a brush that's really precise and use a high coverage intense concealer. This one from Kevyn Aucoin is bananas. It's crazy high coverage. I'm just using a teeny tiny amount. You want to make sure that the concealer that you're using to cover blemishes on the face is the same shade as your foundation. No one needs to highlight a blemish, so you want to make sure it's blending in with the same color. It's just a thicker consistency, so you're getting more of a high coverage. What I'm doing is pressing with the brush and then blending in with my fingertips. I'm only pressing gently. I'm not smearing it all over the place. Another thing is I am using this after foundation, but before powder. So now I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush and I'm just going to set the concealer so it doesn't move about all day so that I know I'm covered, and voila, no more blemish. Tip number 5, concealer as lip plumper. Things are getting a little weird, but yes, concealer as lip plumper. You see all that lip stuff? Bam! Throw a concealer in there. This is the L'Oreal True Match, and it's going to work some wonders. We're going to do some inner highlighting of the lip area. You don't have to use a stick concealer, but you want to use something that is a little bit creamy, similar to a lipstick texture. And you see I'm just applying it to the inner part of the lip. And now I am looking very crazy, I know. I'm going to blot a little bit of the excess off, blend it in. You do want to make sure that you are not using this technique on chapped lips though. You want to make sure your lips are hydrated. This will also help lengthen the wear time of your lipstick as a bonus. So what I'm doing here is I'm applying a lip liner in the same color as my lips, and I'm going to apply it first to the outer part of the lips, just doing your typical kind of lining, and then I'm going to fill in the color everywhere. And you'll see that it kind of gives a natural, highlighted, kind of almost ombre lip effect. And once you apply your lipstick over this, you can't really tell that you did anything. It just makes the lips look really full, and it does help the lipstick to wear a lot longer. So I'm using a lip butter, which I love using with this technique because it makes it look even more natural and just tends to add a lot of shine and volume to the lips. And if you want to go a step further, you can take a little bit of gloss just on the center part of the lip itself, and there you go. You have a very three-dimensional, really full, pouty look to your lips. And that's it, you guys. Those are my top 5 ways that I like to use concealer. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching.